Hello, friends and followers. Well, before you and I is the Collins 32S-1 number 2, aka the junk transmitter, because I've been unable to fix it. However, I had this packed up and priced cheaply on eBay for willing buyers, but nobody was willing, and I thought, well, I'm not going to be a quitter. I actually worked with a guy called John Quitter at Kodak, and he was quite nice. He was not a quitter. Anyway, I'm not either, so they called him JQ. He was tall. Anyway, you want to take off the front ring, which I've never done, but off it came. It wasn't too bad. Just really two screws in the top holding this thing on, one there and one there, and this will come off to the back. So I guess it's a good time to clean it, or paint it or something. But anyway, it's off. You want to get that off, and that gives you great access to this whole assembly here. And so to get these little covers off, you need to pull out the band switch shaft. And sure enough, here it is. So the way it works is this little snout here goes into that pulley. So luckily, thank goodness, you don't have to mess with this stupid pulley and all that crap. So that saves you some trouble. You probably do want to note though where this thing is and not move it around once you have it apart. Note where all these things are. Anyway, so this shaft is out. It was hard to get it out. I had to basically pry it with a screwdriver. When it was in, I would simply pry against the pulley and pry against this little notch here, and it started to move. And then I was able, about there, to get a larger screwdriver and pry it out until I could hand move it. So, and of course, this comes out the back. In fact, to put the shaft back in, you would simply insert it in the back and push it back in. And I guess I could try that now that this is all apart. And I'll have to do it anyway. And so you don't want to mess up the alignment on these things. I'm just going to turn this delicately until it kind of slips in there. You kind of turn it nice and delicate until it slips in. You keep pushing on it easily. And then it will go into that wafer, and you keep going into all the wafers and wiggle it and push it, and very, very gently. And there, it'll eventually, now it's in wafer 2. It'll eventually go into the wafers. Anyway, I'm not going to put it back in, but that's how to get it back in, and that's how it comes out, like that. All right, so we have it out. The next thing we do is take all these covers off. I've marked them where they go. Not that it matters, but it probably does matter, actually. Depends where they've cut these holes and all that. So anyway, I've marked them. Front -1, rear +1, and rear. So that's what I'm going to do, is now take out the covers and see what kind of maladies or problems are under these, because you really can't clean them well. And this thing has had 15 meters out. So I'm expecting that there's a contact messed up or something that's really corroded in here. Anyway, I really didn't want to get that far into the junk radio, but this is how you turn it from junk to a diamond. So anyway, and no one anywhere on YouTube has said anything about how to take this apart. You know, it's all secret, or it's all lost knowledge, or it's tribal or something, but no one has anything about, yeah, take the banner rod out like that. You know what I mean? So here it is. And you want to make sure this little knob here is tight. These knobs, see how it's loose? These knobs come off just by pulling them off. So you can pull off the front knob. I actually had to use a screwdriver to get the damn thing off. But they come off when you pull them. I couldn't find any screws, so this comes right off if you yank it hard enough. Jeez. All right, brute force method. This is insulated, so it won't hurt the chassis, and just push it off. There, and my point is that there is a point that this nut here becomes loose, and then your band is a bit off. So you want to make sure this nut here is tight, because after 50 or 60 years, this gets loose too. And then this thing is flopping around in the stop a little bit. So that's irritating when you're using the radio. So here we go. The next video, I'll show it with these covers off. I think I need like a 1/4" nut driver on the other side and take all that stuff off. So that's what we're doing tonight. I had a pretty good day at work, so I'm psyched. I've had people complaining about me selling the McKay radio on eBay. I probably shouldn't sell a McKay radio, but I don't know. I just don't find the hams in Texas easy to talk to or even that friendly. When I can't raise people on the radio I want to talk to or even raise anybody, I kind of get frustrated and I'm like, why am I doing this? I love fixing the radios and I love people that can use them. I love people that appreciate what I do and fix their own radios and maybe buy some of mine fixed radios. I don't know, but I'm not much of an operator on ham radio. I just don't have much luck with it. My friend David does in Massachusetts. He's a DX guy. In fact, all the tower guys, I guess, that have towers and huge amplifiers, they're all DX guys. DX guys too. I can't even talk. I can't even get my signal out of Texas. It just doesn't work. I don't have much of an antenna. All right, stuff's falling on the floor. Anyway, here's the 1/4" screws or nuts are gonna get out, all these. Take all those out, take all those out, and we'll see what we have down there later on. All right, thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day.